Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today I want to talk about a topic that is very dear to me as I was struggling with Crohn's disease following my diagnosis and now coaching hundreds of women and men. I know that most people are struggling with these things when it comes to gut health. So today I want to bust the four most common misconceptions around gut health. So let's go. The biggest misconceptions that I see people have when they're trying to attain a higher quality of life, because this is what it's about. It's not about dealing with not having that health issue, especially if it is an autoimmune, to have a higher quality of life. You can have both at the same time. Have a higher quality of life, have a as high a quality of life as possible while you're dealing with that health issue. So, one of the misconceptions that I see is that we think that we need to do it all. Yoga, meditation, journaling, mindfulness exercises, but essential oil therapy, massages. And the options are endless. And it's so normal that so many of us are so overwhelmed with all these options. So, what I teach my clients is that by doing simple dietary and lifestyle changes based on where they are in their life, based on where you are in your life right now, that can improve your health issue a long way. So, it's about simplifying wellness. The second misconception that I see is that, oh, I need to clean my diet first, and then I will deal with reducing my stress, anxiety, all this emotional stuff, like they tell me. But you really need to do both at the same time. I'm sure that a lot of you have heard about the gut-brain connection, meaning that when we have a health issue, is going to impact our mood. We may be a little bit more irritant, we have more stress, we are a little bit more depressed. And the other way around goes as well. If we feel anxious, stressed, and it doesn't have to be right this second, maybe you're not feeling stressed or anxious right now, but you've dealt with something in the past that has contributed to your health issue and you don't know it. When we feel a little sad, depressed, this is going to impact our gut, therefore, our overall well being. And there are so many other things in addition to the foods that you eat that really keep you from digesting your food to the fullest. We can talk about probiotics and fermented foods all day long, but how often are we talking about the metaphysical roots of gut issues? Fear, dread, anxiety, and how to weed them out. You likely have a narrative around your health issue, meaning, oh, I will always be bloated. I will always have this disease. And you feel some emotions. You feel stress. You feel anxious. Other things in your life happen, and you may feel sad, depressed. And most of us give a meaning to these feelings. We judge ourselves for having these feelings. We consider that they're bad. And we add guilt to the mix when we say, oh, we shouldn't feel stressed or anxious or depressed. And we give some excuses because I have a roof over my head, a job, whatever else. And we push them away. We repress them. And where are these feelings and emotions repressed? In our body. And they, more likely than not, show up as a health issue. And it doesn't have to be as serious as Crohn's or any other autoimmune disease, but it can be just chronic headaches or a skin issue, eczema, acne, brain fog. So, what are you not digesting? How do you digest fear, overwhelm, dread? How do you sit with a belly full of fearful thoughts? We all have them, but it's how do you sit with it? So, I invite you to just throughout the day, find a minute or two to give yourself some spaciousness, to stay silent and ask yourself if you're having some health issue or gut issue, what am I not digesting? Your soul will give you the solution. You will always feel something also in your body, maybe your heart being a little constricted, maybe some headache, and taking the time to actually ask yourself, your body, this question: what am I not digesting? What am I feeling right now? And I have this discomfort in my body. You'll know. Just give yourself some space. The third misconception is that, oh, I'll just need to take a probiotic and the gut will balance itself. I get this question all the time. And I said it before, I will say it until the end of my day, probably, there is no universally healthy supplements. I can't tell you how many people come to me and say, oh, I took this probiotic, but I have more symptoms. So it's not about the supplement. Something that works for you will not work for me. Something that works for me will not work for you. We're so unique. All the trillions of bacteria that you have in your gut, it's like your fingerprint. It's unique. So what works for someone, and you tried the probiotic that worked for another person, it's going to maybe have adverse effects for you because you're so unique. So it's about understanding what works for you, for your body. And so it's really about listening, reconnecting to your body, and seeing your body as something that is here to make you thrive. These trillions of bacteria in your gut have only one goal: to help you thrive, have this amazing quality of life. Is that most of us don't listen to our body. Our bodies are talking to us all the time. It can be in the form of some discomfort, bloating, gas, some headaches, some health skin issue. We don't take the time to listen. So this is why I invite you to really give yourself some spaciousness to connect to your body. And so many of us look for a solution outside of us. Oh, I'm going to try this diet, this probiotic, this cleanse, when the solution is always within. Our body's talking to us all the time. And lastly, if you eat irritants like wheat, dairy, and more specifically processed sugar, so processed foods are foods that are being stripped by natural vitamins, nutrients, and minerals that are really beneficial for us, for our body, and being replaced with artificial nutrients that don't give us any value at all. So when we eat that donut, we basically eat plain sugar. And I'm not telling you not to eat that donut. I'm telling you for it to not be a habit. And also, instead of going for a supplement right away, that most of us want to have a pill that give us overnight success, focus on probiotic foods like kefir, miso soup, kombucha, pickles, bitter chocolate. And the last misconception, which is slash a belief that I hear all the time, is that, oh, I will always be bloated. I will always be constipated. I will only always eat blunt food that I hate, and I'll never be able to enjoy my favorite foods again. When you catch yourself saying words like only or always, know that it's a fear response, fear of the unknown. And here's one very easy shift to go from, oh, what if everything goes to hell, to what if what I'm going through right now is preparing me for a health that is so fabulous, I can't even imagine it right now. What if the food that I'm eating right now that is going to rebalance my gut is preparing me for a health that is so amazingly fabulous that I can't even fathom right now? So try it out.